The Yankees have partnered with AmeriCorps during Hope Week throughout the years. The agency engages with more than 5 million Americans in service through a variety of stipended volunteer work programs in many sectors. Meredith Morakovitz recently caught up with their CEO, Michael Smith, to discuss the work they are doing in their 30th year of existence.
Thanks. I am with Michael Smith, the CEO of AmeriCorps. Now, for 30 years, it's your 30-year anniversary. You guys have been doing great work to call people to action. Can you just tell us a little bit about the 30-year journey?
Yeah, since 1993, we've been betting on the power of service to get things done for America. I was actually just at Clinton Global Initiative this morning. President Clinton signed the legislation 30 years ago. We don't have enough money to address all the challenges that we have in community, but what we have is Americans that are willing to serve, willing to get their hands dirty, and do it for a little less, and do it because they love their communities, they love children and families. And so AmeriCorps invests in those folks who want to make a difference in their communities.
What does that mean to you to see that people are willing to put the work in to try to make things better for others?
You know, every day when we see so many challenges in our country with democracy, with politics, I really get to see the best in America. People who are helping their neighbors, people who during the pandemic put their own personal safety aside. So I'm going to go to the grocery store for you. I'm going to run testing and vaccination lines. I'm going to make sure you have food. And so, you know, when you get down, when you get discouraged, know that there is still this great American spirit of service that is really the underpinning of so many of our communities, including right here in New York.
How much satisfaction do you get by helping?
I am fired up and ready to go every day. We have about 26,000 AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps senior volunteers that serve right here in New York. We have 200,000 across the country, 1.2 million Americans who have chosen to give so much in service, but for so many of them, they end up serving for the rest of their lives. They become teachers and firefighters and principals and doctors, and so it's wonderful to see that spark of service becomes a lifetime of service.
You mentioned service right here in the New York area, and I think of the New York Yankees and Hope Week that they do every year. And I know you're very familiar. How has AmeriCorps been involved in Hope Week, and how has that been a part of it as well?
So it's great to be back here. I was here during Hope Week. The Yankees honored amazing volunteers all week long with our President's Volunteer Service Award, signed by the President, really recognizing great volunteers. And I was actually able to come on the last day, not only recognizing some great volunteers in the city, but recognizing the Yankees. And Julia Steinbrenner was here, and we were applauding the incredible work that's being done in the communities. You know, some people want to get a good press hit. Some people, you know, want to get some credit, but the Yankees, they were in the town serving that day, serving all year round, making a difference, and that's worthy of celebration.
Now, are you a baseball fan?
I love the Yankees. It's so good to be here, but I love all MLB because AmeriCorps is all across the country.
Last but certainly not least, how do people find out more? How do they get in touch with you? How do they get involved?
We make it really easy. You can go to AmeriCorps.gov. You can find out how you can become an AmeriCorps member, serve for a year, serve for 2 years, or you can find episodic volunteers if you have an hour or two to give a week. AmeriCorps.gov.
You have so much energy. Where does the passion, where does the energy come from?
You know, I grew up with a single mom in Western Massachusetts who I just watched how much she gave to me. I went to a Boys and Girls Club, people who weren't trying to get famous, who weren't trying to get rich, but wanted to make a difference for kids like I was. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for the types of people that I get to support. So it's a really pinch myself kind of moment that I get to do this work to invest in the best folks all across the country.
Well, Michael, you are doing great work. Enjoy the day. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Send it back to you in the studio.